Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. Which, only now that I say it, is something I realize I don't say nearly enough anymore. I've been pretty busy lately with From the Fog and Alan Wake, but I've got a pretty interesting one for today. The map we're going to be exploring is GM Micah. Or Micah, I'm not quite sure of the pronunciation, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go with Micah. Now, from what I understand, this is an exploration map, in fact, kind of an urbex map, but it's one that comes with a mystery for us to solve, to explore this environment and try and piece together what happened to a robotics genius who went missing in 1996. According to the workshop page, this map takes place in 2002, and we play as someone determined to find out what happened. So let's get inside and start exploring. Or actually, before we do that, let's have a look at this environment that we find ourselves in. Because I don't know what it is about this, but for some reason this just does feel like 2002. And I know that makes no sense, but for some reason, something about the time of day that they've chosen, this part of dusk where you might think to yourself, I have some tasks to do, no, it's getting late, screw it. But we could go for it. That's a very specific thing, but that's what this time of day reminds me of. Of thinking, I should stop doing what I'm doing, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. And given that context, I'll tell you what else this feels like. Us alone on this country road, but the sounds of a distant city carrying on the wind which blows the grass and the trees and the power lines. All alone at the setting sun of dusk. It makes it feel like we're coming here to solve something that everyone else has moved on from, but which we haven't. There's just this feeling in the stillness of it all that this place has been waiting, like frozen in time. And I can't wait to get in there and start seeing what we can uncover. Now, I may have to switch out of VR if there's a lot of reading to be done. Notes don't really tend to work so well. And I'm also told that the doors are all physics-based. So if we can push on this... yeah, I don't know how... Oh, well, we can push it, but this one's blocked from the other side. I can see what looks like some pallets stacked around it. What if we come around here? Ooh. But those don't look to be 3D. Yeah, this whole place has been fenced off. But the front gate is open, so we'll try that out right after we have a look at the house across the street. Oh, now this place looks a little spooky. The crumbling plaster of the outside, sitting behind a hedgerow near a ditch. It kind of looks like some abandoned places I've explored, but that truck suggests that it's still occupied. Let's push our way through. Come on. Oh, totally hollow on the inside. Taste the stars. Now, according to the workshop page, this does use a lot of infra assets. And that's appropriate considering that it seems like this map is going to have very urbexy vibes. Which is very, very good news for me because I love this kind of stuff. And being able to solve a missing persons case while we do it, that is right up my alley. A whole bunch of you were suggesting this map a while back, and it's only now that I'm getting to it. But the first thing we always note about these places is that we find the power on, and a couple of cars parked about. Now, that's weird. There's just something about the way it sits behind the hedges, that car over there, that, I don't know, makes it seem like maybe somebody was, or is, staking this place out? I mean, maybe that's my car, I don't know. But let's have a peek in the windows. Oh, I can see a TV plugged in over there. Can we get inside? No, the door isn't opening. I can't see much, but there is a glow from... Okay, I think those are just motes of dust reflecting light on the air in that hallway. For a second, I thought I saw maybe an ankle shuffling into a doorway. But let's have a look around the back. There's an open wall right there. Remember, we're detectives here, so we've got to make a note of everything we possibly can. A radio. Now, I believe there's some custom music for this map, so I am going to listen to music freely and just deal with it in post if it's a copyright issue. There's our man. Missing, Michael Turvin. Age 44, height 5'11", weight 160 or 180. If you have any information, please call this number. Well, let's go. This door is boarded up. But there's a ladder over there which we can climb. Let's say we do a little bit of light law breaking. Come on. Can we see anything off in the country from here? Well, there's a whole open lot back there. And a building next door. We'll want to try all of this. But in the meantime, we're trying to gain access to this building. Maybe we can get in through the vents? I'm just trying to see if there's maybe any kind of hatch or anything like that hidden in the grass. Maps like this love to do stuff like that. A couple of open garages, some dumpsters. Yeah, we might have to go diving. And this vent is noticeably 3D. Hang on, let's grab our crowbar and jump in. Oh no, this is gonna be tough. Can we break this thing all together? We can. This is a little bit more than light law breaking, but hey, it's on the roof, so nobody will know we did it, right? Well, let's become a gopher. Yeah, just drop right down onto the glass table. That's totally fine. We are so lucky. I'm in. Oh, it's not glass. Executive access. That's a key card. Oh, and a picture of a dog. Let's see, can we move this? I think we'll have to use the crowbar to completely annihilate that. And have a look at the document on the table. Report D035. Drone number 35, also known as Prometheus, is a Series B drone that escaped during the 1991 HTR facility incident. The workshop page said that this guy went missing. Hang on, I really think we need to stop that music. Oh, alright, moments later it stopped on its own. It was pretty nice, it was just making it hard to concentrate. Alright, now the workshop page did say that he went missing years after an incident that defined his career, his life. After extensive analysis, we've concluded that the drone developed some kind of artificial sentience and is now perceiving the world very much like we are, although with a severe lack of understanding of it. Due to that, I believe it is a priority to capture and destroy it. If it were to fall into the hands of the feds, we'd have a lot of problems on our hands. Drone number 35 is a danger to the area around Huntersville, and it's time to finally end the threat. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet, and the rest of this is in some other language I can't read. Tobias Beck, 1996. So this drone escaped the facility after gaining sentience, which, by the way, is quite a thing to learn about just in this back room with a document plainly on the desk. But it apparently was loose for 5 years. 5 years that this guy must have spent knowing that it was out there and wondering when the other shoe is going to drop and when the consequences will come due. May 20th, 1996. So what's significant about that date? Well, we had this card here, and we'll probably have to break down these boards to get into the rest of the facility. Very good. We'll come back for the card in a second, because you know how difficult picking things up can be. Although I do have a mod now that enables me to pick things up more easily. Light switch. But it doesn't seem to be working. I can't unplug this. But it looks like somebody's been living here. But who? Maybe somebody is still trying to recover this drone. Come on. What does this say? HBM, shipments, banners for the company. Gordon's Mint Fresh. I see what they did there. Okay, there's a whole lot of information here. Report 1996. This one is by our missing man, Michael Turvin. This year, we've managed to capture and dispose of the most drones in a single year. There was more than one. I'd like to congratulate the team on this massive achievement. Your hard work and dedication to the cause ensures that the people of Huntersville are safe and their families can sleep at night. The police investigation was concluded thanks to the efforts of Barnes, who created a series of red herrings to throw them off the trail of the drones. Without his expertise, we'd be flying too close to the radar. So this company created them, they got loose, and they covered it up instead of going to the government for fear of being shut down. Next Sunday, I'd like you to come to the office early. I've got a surprise for you all. Turvin is gone. We're packing up. Bye, Barnes. Don't forget to lock the hatch door. It's behind the warehouse. And Michael also wrote this memo, which it's kind of hard to get light on it without totally blowing it out. Hello, everyone. Next week, we'll be holding a meeting in regards to HBM as a company. I'd like all of you to come down to the office in the basement. We'll discuss operational security, drone sightings, and the future of the company. Remember to wear something warm on top of your suits, as the tunnels can get cold at times. Additionally, you should memorize the layout so that you won't get lost in them. We'll be holding the meeting at 2 p.m. on Monday. There's tunnels under this place. Okay, the plot thickens. So it seems like all this time, this window on the side here is broken. It seems like they had been hunting them actively for 5 years, but there was just one that managed to develop sentience, the one that they still weren't able to recapture. If I'm understanding this correctly, the 20th is a Monday, so maybe that's the day of the meeting? So I guess if something did go down, it probably went down in the tunnels. But at least Barnes and Tobias did escape whatever happened here. Oh wait, there's another door here. Another storeroom? Featuring Anime Girl? That's actually kind of funny, because from what I understand, anime was still very much a thing in nerd culture, but was more niche in the 90s. Like, it's when it was just starting to make its way over here. But I don't see anything very interesting. Really weird how the outlets are like halfway up the wall like this. Oh, I've just realized. Hartman Turvin Robotics. So Turvin, he must be one of the founders. I'm going to start breaking these boards for ease of access, just so that we don't have to climb through that vent every single time. But there's a hatch in the back that leads to the tunnels. That's what we need to find. I'm going to leave the card on the desk for now, just because we don't want it getting lost. But it's right behind the warehouse. Well, before we look for that hatch, though, or at least before we go in, we should try to enter this building. Ah, that does get us in. Wow, these guys love their soda. That door is bricked up. But I don't see anything of actual note here. Well, there is the old sign, HBM Shipping and Logistics. Now, it said the hatch behind the warehouse. Anything over here? Oh, there is another door around the side. Come on. Yeah, leading to the area that's been bricked off. Hole in the ceiling, which suggests maybe someone's climbed in here before. Yes, here's that hatch. Okay, I'm gonna have a quick look around the yard. But this definitely speaks of something they were trying to hide. I mean, of course we know they were hiding their drone program from the feds, but maybe they were hiding a lot more? And that's the question is, was there some nefarious purpose here, or were they just nerds that got in over their head? This is 1996 we're talking about, so either one seems equally likely. Anything going on in the dumpsters? Another missing persons poster. What about the garages? Nothing here but some empty boxes. I'm just having a look around the side here, and that looks like a QR code. I don't know if anybody can do anything with that. Try it with and without the flashlight. Unfortunately, I can't get even lighting on it. Alright, let's... Huh, that's kind of weird. There's a designated survivor poster that disappears when I shine my flashlight over it. Is this like a meta-narrative? Does it take place in that universe? Yeah, it seems like that's what they did as soon as he went missing. They wanted to just leave all this behind, took what they could and went. Oops. Okay, yes, somebody is definitely living here. I'll need to crouch down a little bit to really comfortably get through here, but let's jump across. Does this open? Hang on. Yeah, this one doesn't seem to want to open. But I'm starting to get the impression, if he is the only one that's gone, that Michael never left. Either that, or somebody's come back to oversee things. Oops. Should not have come down here without a light. Come on. Yeah. I don't know about the danger of that drone, but I'm seriously considering the potential for danger from another person. Whoever's here, they would have been here for up to 6 years. It's really weird to not have to crouch, but to just sort of duck my head down a little. You held a meeting down here? And we were warned that they would be quite confusing, that you should memorize the layout so as not to get lost. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna get so much worse before it gets better. It's like they were tunneling out more or something. But this is a dead end. Okay, so this way would be the way out, but we're not trying to get out right now. This one seems pretty winding. Confined space. Alarm will sound when door is opened. This is probably our ultimate goal, but I'm gonna go back and see what the rest of this place holds. Man, why would a place like this be built this way? What's the purpose? Nothing here. Nothing here. Alright, the layout of this is actually not too bad. I think I do have a mental map. I'm sure that'll be tested, but first, what about this? There's another mattress inside there, but it looks like this is as close as we can get. I get the feeling this is kind of like a point of no return. Oh god, we gotta get way low for this. Yep, it's gonna close behind us. Squeeze through. Oh, but there is another button. And this is what the key card is for. Alright, one flashlightless walk back. And there we go. It's a whole secret underground office. After all of that, having such a utilitarian, almost ventilation-like structure, to have that come onto this? It almost feels like a Bernard's Door-esque situation. Like none of this should be here. It just doesn't make any sense. Standard operation procedures. 0-word policy. What goes on in here, stays in here. HBM, excuse me, I was reading that. They're tracking missing persons cases as well, which spiked, then dipped, then spiked massively following the HTR incident. The government is unaware of what we're doing. We're not to cooperate with them. The police must remain as far away as possible, and in the event of an investigation by the authorities, leave. Captured D-53, it's believed to have developed sentience. This is an existential threat to humanity and must be destroyed before the government finds it. Expand ops to DC. We can't allow the drones to run free around our capital, and still can't let the feds know. We need to recover and destroy, end the robotics legacy, tie up loose ends, and put an end to the bloodshed. And we finally cycle back around to this. Drone parts are to be stored alongside normal boxes. Avoid contact with federal agents. Man, if it's an existential threat to humanity, you feel like that's the kind of thing everyone should know about, regardless of consequences. I say that, but, I mean, if you look at everything, I'm not surprised. Now, can we move these chairs? We can. Huntersville area missing persons cases since 1989. The data represents cases per year, and in those years alone, 9 cases in 89, 20 in 1990, 8 in 91, 91 had 60, and that's immediately after the incident, 79 in 92, 117 in 93, 142 in 94, and only 9 in 95, with 38 in 96. So in other words, there's a massive spike after the drones are released, and then they stopped it probably after they had recovered most of them. But then something happens with this one in particular, and it single-handedly causes it to shoot back up. Now those stains are black. Dried blood or just some of these baked beans. There's more docs on the table though, it looks like. No, these are all the same one. Everyone got a copy. This is what the meeting was about. Just imagine what the feeling must have been like in this room during the meeting. Having all of this, knowing they were responsible for it. The panic when the release initially happened. And then all of this comes shortly after they believed that they were in the clear, that they had all but solved the problem. And then they find that it may be worse than ever. Let's push on. Oh, but this is... We can't get back here. It's blocked by a shelf. Drat. I guess that's the end of this investigation. But let's see what this says. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone else whose lives were lost because of our ignorance. I'm sorry to everyone whose families were broken because of our short-sighted ego. My name is Michael Turvin. A confession. And I was the co-founder of Hartman Turvin Robotics. Our actions led to the deaths of hundreds of people. We didn't want this to happen. I am now atoning for my sins, trapped in a tomb of my own creation. Prometheus has trapped me in this office, and I've been stuck in here for 4 days now. I have no way to contact the outside world. This is where my story ends. This is where my work is cut short. So are we to imagine that there's a rotting corpse behind this door? Well, let's break all immersion by no-clipping through. Nope. Oh, come on, there's some infra assets you could have used for that, for the curious. And talk about work being cut short. This can't be where it ends. You can't leave me, like, right here at the climax of this investigation. Oh, but maybe that's the point. The way that door just slowly swung closed. I mean, I know I bumped it a second ago, but that was really creepy after reading this. But I guess we just get topside and I give my closing thoughts. Come on, there is so much more you can do with this. And it really did feel a lot like infra. What is that symbol over on the wall? It looks custom. I wonder if it's something significant. But yeah, that was GM Micah. And wow, what a place to end it! Like, you had me so invested in this, and now it just ends. I did a no-clip run, and that appears to be all there is. It doesn't seem like I'm missing any areas. But look, you have a look at this patio furniture, a couple of empty soda bottles, a grill. And I don't know, it's stuff like this that gives you a glimpse into the lives of these people and makes me really think, yeah, it was nerds who got in over their heads. Some people who were tinkering, realized they could do something cool, and just never considered the ramifications because for them it was just a fun project. Although, now that I think about it, I do have a couple of questions. It's possible that I'm misunderstanding certain things or going off of assumptions from misreading, but why would Prometheus trap specifically him in those tunnels? And for that matter, what did those notes in the office mean when they said that he's gone? Actually, the way that was worded, it would almost make more sense if they were the ones who trapped him down there. If maybe he said something they didn't like, some course of action, maybe something that they would have considered unethical, or maybe even he considered going to the feds himself, coming clean and thus implicating them all in the process, which would give them plenty of reason to disappear him. And what better place to do that than in the place where they know only they know about? But I don't think that's the intended read of this map. I just wish there were more. Let's just no-clip up to the roof, though, so I can make my final point. That was 96. This takes place in 2002. So, while we did, if the implications about that room are correct, find our missing person, we're actually left with a much more urgent and dire mystery. In trying to solve this one missing person's case, well, we've gotten a lead on hundreds more. And we leave with the knowledge that while this cool, still air was so calming before, it just leaves us with dread knowing that the thing that caused all this is still out there and unaccounted for. Unaccounted for, mind you, for 6 whole years, and learning the entire time. If it had developed to be that much of a threat by 6 years ago, imagine what it's like now. Well, seems we won't be getting any closure on this map. But if you liked this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this map out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.